Hey guys, it's Mathel here once again, giving you a follow-up video on the Beeftain 2.0, and I'd say at this point it does pretty much feel like a Beeftain 2.0. The single target isn't as impressive as the Blade Vortex character, because Blade Vortex simply was just a lot stronger, but it is still very good single target, and I do feel a lot tankier on this character than I did on the other one, because simply put, I can just stand around and take so many hits with this guy so comfortably, and it really does lend to a completely different playstyle than I am usually used to, and actually makes me kind of a lot lazier in what I do against fights and how I play the game. So not really my cup of tea, because I definitely like avoiding things and am more into a evasion or dodge based playstyle, but either way this worked out pretty well anyway, and I still had a lot of fun because well, the Beeftain sort of situation is just a lot of fun, shooting out lots of different spells, and in this case it's Wave of Conviction on the Mjolnir and Purifying Flame on the Charge Dash, while still being pretty damn tanky and feeling, you know, all kinds of beefy. For the most part, just about nothing out there was too threatening, especially the what is usually dangerous betrayal encounters could just stand around and mash into them and do some really solid damage. As you can see, every now and again I'm going full-blown golden, and that is the Garb of the Ephemeral going to work, which I think wasn't all that bad in the end. It is still very unfortunate that it's 50% uptime, and sometimes that uptime is just pure random, so you won't really get to control it too well. But I did notice that a lot of the time I would have my divinity buff, which is 50% more LE, 20% less LE taken, buff up quite a lot of the time during the things that I wanted it to be up for. So for things like certain Guardian fights, I could probably control it pretty well. For a lot of the little tough encounters during delves, during other boss fights, could actually have it up when I wanted it up, because it's a 10-second rotating buff roughly, and it is somewhat controllable. But if it's a long fight like an Uber Elder, I mean, there's no controlling that. It's just going to be up whenever it's up, and a lot of the time it just isn't that useful. Overall, I don't really regret building into it, and you can see that the playstyle of the character can be pretty lazy, just standing around right-clicking, and it is very smooth in delves. But as I was saying, I don't really regret building into it. It is probably one of the best things you can do for a character like this, because, like I said, the way I think you have to build into it is to have a character that's fairly strong enough without something like that, that only then gets buffed up at certain occasions to feel even stronger. So if you're going to go for like a crit-based playstyle, some of those characters can already have very variable damage, where you have all of your buffs, all of your flasks, all of your right accuracies, crits going off. Adding another random 50% uptime buff into that seems just like the wrong move, whereas this will have most of its damage going almost always, and just be reliable damage either way. Throw in another 50% more damage every now and again, and it just feels a little better against certain fights. And same with the Chieftain Ascendancy, which randomly gives you some additional fire damage too. So when all the stars align, this character feels like he hits really hard. The only problem is it's not a very good playstyle for Uber Elder. So a couple of those little delve examples should look rather smooth to you, because for me that was probably some of the smoothest delving I've done quite recently, because it's a very tanky character. It's also got pretty solid clear speed in those tight corners, and the good pack size, jumping from pack to pack. I just at no point felt threatened doing delve 300, which is as deep as I've gone. So for delving, I think this is a very strong character. For general mapping, it's pretty good too, not the fastest thing. And then once we come to Guardians, it's actually rather good too. The only real issue is just your Uber Elders, because that is a very uncontrollable fight for something like Charge Dash. So that's probably the biggest issue. The fact is that we're running around with Charge Dash, and it takes a bit of getting used to against an Uber Elder type situation. But all of these Guardians I did with a few little damage mods here or there. This Chimera I think has like added lightning damage or something, and I can tank a lot of hits, and I can still dish out some pretty good damage. So against Guardians, against most bosses, this type of setup was pretty damn good. It's just against the Uber that's going to be tough, though mind you, I did get a few kills. I just don't think it's going to be very easy to replicate. So if you're looking for a good, strong character for most of the game, then this one's your bet, because it doesn't cost much, it's pretty fun, and overall it's very well rounded. If you're looking to farm lots and lots of Uber Elder, I'm not sure I can really recommend this exact setup, at least not with the whole charge dash thing, because charge dash really can be quite uncomfortable against the Uber Elder fight. You could of course just go into pure Cyclone, something like that, and then run around with only Wave of Conviction going off. Never even tried that out in the end, but I think it definitely can be a good playstyle for this type of chieftain, or build into some other form of crit and all that. I just want you guys thinking about the Wave of Conviction Mjolnir interaction, because as far as I can tell, it's really strong. So I'm going to leave you guys with the first Uber Elder kill, but thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Okay, bad start. There was a big fat fucking lag spike. I don't know how I actually want to attack this. Alright, now. God, charge dash is weird. And what the fuck is going on with this lag? As soon as I started this shit. I forgot to swap in my conk effect too. Oh, I'm divine. Fuck him up. Maybe. Ooh, that was poorly timed. Frames lag, frames lag. Okay, that's fine. I can probably face tank. I'm gonna do it, chat. Maximum balls. Kind of a bad idea, because I just lost all of my flasks doing that. I'm in a bit of trouble. Oh wait, I'm about to be divine again. I'm divine! Fuck you! Struggling to get some good damage in right now. Okay, that worked out, kind of. It's a playstyle you really have to fucking get used to before you can go for it. I'm not at all used to this. Not currently. Jesus. YOLO maybe? Not good. Okay, we'll be fine. Blocked a slam? Yeah, maybe. It kind of looked like that, but would have tanked it anyway. No sweat. Easy game. Damn. A shaped wharf. That's awesome. I guess a Joe's okay too. But the shaped wharf. Holy shit. Those aren't bad. Slow approach, crit multi. Yep. Alright, what do you got for me? Big money? Is it money? It's a lot of money? Is it money? It's fucking garbage. It's like the only bad Malevolence mod too. New aura, new mods, got the only bad one. Three 50% auras. No synergy. All really bad.